You're not lazy, you're not internally broken, you're just unwilling, and no one has ever taught you how to break that feeling. You need to learn how to bring effort to the battle against unwillingness and defeat your old self. And in this video, I'm going to tell you 3 ways to do exactly that. Yo bro, my name's Jas and I teach young men the art of self-discipline because it changed my life and it will change yours too. You seem interested, man, so drop a subscribe because it helps me help you. Bro, I remember in 2021, I was 19 years old and I used to fantasize every single day about Warzone, man. I used to think about it when I was trying to do uni work. I used to think about it when I was with my family. I used to think about it all the time, bro. And then if I wasn't thinking about it, I was just actually playing it. So I was a pure full-on addict, man. And I used to go sometimes 36 hours with no sleep just playing that game all night long. Even if my mum needed to sleep for work the next day, I don't know why, I just didn't care, man. In the moment, I just thought, oh, like, it doesn't really matter, I just want to play. And this is like an inherent character flaw, bro. I really feel bad for those times and I just wish they never happened, man. I think back to it now and I'm just like, technically, I've put my own need above the woman that's raised me and it's just terrible, man. Because it's not like I'm doing something good. I was playing goddamn Warzone with the boys just shouting downstairs in the living room when my family's trying to sleep. It's disgusting, bro. And look, I had my own hard things as well. Like, I had uni assignments, right? And even when I had those assignments, I used to play. I used to be like, yeah, let me just get one game in first. And bro, one game just turns into 5 hours straight of playing minimum. So I used to play, but I used to have the guilt in the back of my mind that, oh, I need to do those assignments. So I'll be playing, like, in the moment, I'm actually like really locked in the zone and I'm playing. But when the next game starts to load up, I'll start thinking, oh man, I need to do that assignment. And then I'll start feeling really shit. And each next successive loading up of the game that happens, I feel even worse. And it's the same reason why you feel so bad while you're doing the bad habits, because you know that there's something in your life that you want to make progress towards. But while you're doing the bad habit, you're thinking, oh right, I really should be doing that other thing. I really should be learning that skill for my new job, or I really should be trying to get a good grade in that exam, or I should be in the gym right now locking in like I told my friends and my girlfriend that I would do. The problem is there's too many reliable bad habits. Like, we've got scrolling. All you need is a stable internet connection for that. All you need, actually bro, all you need is a stable internet connection for any of these bad habits, like TV, even junk food, bro. You can order it off Deliveroo now. You don't even have to go to the shop to buy it, bro. You don't even need a girlfriend. You could just go on ChatGPT and be like, oh, like, act like this girl and that. Bro, don't be doing that, bro. Don't be doing that. I know that there's some guys out there that actually make themselves like an AI girlfriend, but bro, the world is going downhill, man. Please just watch the end of this so you don't become one of them guys with an AI girlfriend, man. But look, you do these habits whilst your mind sends you thoughts of you doing the good habit. You doing the good thing, you making progress towards what you actually need to make progress to, yeah? And that causes an inner contradiction, bro. When you have an inner contradiction, there's so much mental friction to be able to even do that good habit. And even when you stop doing the bad one, like when you hop off the PlayStation, for example, yeah, you still don't want to do the good one. And then you even feel even worse about your life because you've just spent hours and hours playing video games or hours scrolling, and now you're left with like the version of you that's just done that, the version of you that's had all these thoughts of doing the good one, the good habit, and you haven't been able to do it. The problem isn't like adding things to your life to get the goal done. It's actually just taking away the bad habits and you'll automatically begin to make progress because your brain knows what it needs to do. You just don't give it the space and clarity to be able to do that thing. Think about the guy in the 1900s, yeah, who was like, what, 16, 17 years old and got told that he's going to get drafted to war. He's not going to continue smoking cigarettes with the boys after, like, every night at like 10, 11 p.m. and ruining his sleep for the next day and destroying his health and lungs and drinking alcohol at the same time. He's going to stop that because he needs to train, and he's going to tell, bro, he's probably got a wife and kids, bro, like 17, he's got a wife and kids. It's the 1900s and he's told them, look, I'm locking in, I have to go to the war, but like he's going to tell his wife, baby, I'll be back, and he now has to deliver on that promise. He's not going to smoke cigarettes, he's not going to drink, he's not going to stay up late, he's going to shave his head, he's going to go to the military, he's going to wake up at 4 a.m. every day and he's going to run, he's going to do press-ups, he's going to do the military training course, he's going to learn how to shoot a gun, he's going to learn the art of war, he's going to learn strategy. He wants to come back to his family, he's got something on the line now, but you can't even give up, what, 2 or 3 bad habits like scrolling and video games to just make progress towards something which is actually really good for you, like getting that career or getting into that uni or getting that physique. But you can't give up the bad habits to get it done, bro. You don't even care, like you're not even pissed off at these habits because they're so normalized. You just think, oh, but like PlayStation, like is a bit normal to play, and like I should be watching 2 hours of TV a day, it's fine. But what you don't understand yet is that that is destroying your mental capacity to be able to do hard work, man. And to be able to do the hard work, your brain needs to be in serenity and solitude, but you just can't give yourself that. So look, man, get fucking pissed off and think about that one habit that's actually like overtaking your mind and trying to convince you to keep doing it. And even like click off this video and start to do that habit right now because you really want to do it. And I'm giving you the idea to like think about PlayStation, for example, but you actually want to like play right now because I've said the word. That's a triggering word. Do you not understand, bro? You're addicted to this stuff. You're addicted to scrolling. You've had the thought to jump off this video. You probably scroll down to the comments a million times. You've already looked, there's probably none because the YouTube channel is so small, bro. But you've already looked at like other videos like, oh, let me watch this next one. But bro, you need to understand that like it's not normal for a young man's brain to be thinking about doing bad habits so often, one after the other, chained on top of each other, every single day, making no progress towards the good thing, bro. Making no progress towards your goals. You want to be the guy that has that six-pack. You want to be the guy that's made the progress, man. You want to be that guy, but it's just baffling to me that you're not able to take life by the neck and get it done, bro. That's the beauty of being a young man, is that you've got so much vitality and energy and potential inside of you. You've got age on your side. You've got natural energy, yet you're not making any progress, man. So get pissed off at the habit that keeps popping up in your head. Drop a comment of that habit, man, and say, this is the one that's like really overtaking my mind and the one that I actually like I'm getting convinced to do. Just drop a comment. It could even be one word, and that will give you a little bit of accountability, man. I'm going to tell you now the one reason why you keep wanting to do the bad habit and you feel like that's the automatic response. It's because of something called the limbic system in your brain, and that is basically the ancient part, the part that like hasn't really changed throughout these years of evolution, these like millennia. You're still a bit of a caveman inside, and that might excite you. That's a good thing, right? Because the caveman's strong and stuff, but it's being used wrong. Like your caveman's a little pussy, bruv. He just wants to play PlayStation all day and eat chocolates and crisps. So you can change it, and I need to tell you kind of the theory behind the limbic system first, so you can understand it, and then you can begin to apply it to your own life. So look, the limbic system is fully there to keep you alive, and it's your automatic fight or flight response. It's always negative as well, because think about the caveman times. Like if there's a tasty berries in one hand, but then there's a tiger sitting right there, the limbic system's like, fuck the fucking berries, bro. I'm running away from the tiger, or like, I'm gonna pick up that weapon over there and kill it. So that negative focus part, the limbic system, is actually always in mental friction. Do you remember I was saying that there's a part of your brain that's like in friction with the part that wants to do the bad habits and it tells you to do the good ones? The part of your brain that tells you to do the good habits is the creative new bit, which is called the prefrontal cortex. And yo, this is the part that you need to fully like master, bro. This is the part, yeah, that all the modern day successful people, the guys who have built a good physique, the guys who have built businesses, the guys who have got to a high level in their career, these are the guys who have mastered the limbic system, and they begin to listen to their prefrontal cortex even more, because now the part of them that says, oh, let's go and play video games because we find it fun, has been disabled. Section 1 of this 3-part strategy is to spend time in the location of your goal even more. So instead of spending time on the sofa playing, or instead of spending time on your bed scrolling, you need to think, yeah, like how many hours am I spending in doing the bad habits versus how many am I spending doing the good ones? Because your mind, the limbic system, yeah, it's used to being in environments. So if you're spending time in like the environment of your bed scrolling, you're not going to get up and go to the gym because it's not comfortable there. It's not automatic to go there. If you don't subconsciously crave to hit the gym, or you don't subconsciously crave to go to your room and do some studying, your desk, then your brain won't like automatically have that inside of it. You have to first force yourself to be in those environments, and when you forced it enough times, like over the period of like a week and a half, you will actually begin to crave to be there subconsciously. But it takes that upfront work. You're in the hardest stage, bro, and the thing is, once you've crossed that bridge, you never have to cross it again. And the only caveat here is like, don't use those locations for anything other than the goal. So if you're sat at your desk and you're trying to study, don't bring your phone with you and start scrolling, because then your brain's going to start associating that with scrolling, and then you've like fucked up that place and you need to move your desk. And bro, don't go to the gym and bring a slice of cake with you, because then you've associated that as well. You kind of get the idea. You just need to have that one focused location for that one goal and just get it done, bro. Like, it's really not that hard for you to just set a timer on your phone. 1 hour I'm going to sit at my desk and have my laptop open and just do my work for my school, or I'm just going to go to the gym, set a 1 hour timer, get there, train really hard, and then go home. And you just got to do that for a week straight, man. You just got to train your brain to be in those environments and be comfortable there. Bro, imagine the version of you, yeah, that's continuing the way you are. You spend 3 hours on your side in bed scrolling versus the version of you that spends those same 3 hours doing the good things in the correct environment. Just change environment, bro. It's not that hard to stand up, walk over to the next environment, and sit there. It's not that hard to like tie your shoelaces, step outside for once, yeah, and go on a run. It's really not that hard to change environment, bro. The advice I'm giving is not like anything crazy hard to do or anything. It's just about the consistency. If you can do it for the next week and you can basically change at least 1 hour of bad habit to just doing 1 hour in a correct environment, at least that's 1 hour out of your day where you're making progress towards your goals, and that will begin to become automatic in your limbic system. It's going to become comfortable going there. Your brain's going to be like at ease in that environment because you've made it used to it. And bro, the thing is, it's more powerful than just being in an environment and doing these habits. It's about changing the trajectory of your whole life. Like, just imagine 2 lines, and these are like 2 versions of you. One line is going in a straight line towards all like the bad habits and the bad outcome, and one line, you just spend 1 hour doing the right thing and you've shifted it that way. And by the end, it's going to be completely at a different location. Bro, you might even like get the grades that your parents so want you to get, and you end up like liking the subject, and you take it even further, and then you end up getting a really good career in that subject. Bro, that version of you, this one that's going that way, he might end up getting that outcome, but the one that's just going in a straight line towards the bad habits, you're just going to continue on that same sort of path. Your brain's going to be comfortable in the environment of doing the bad habits all the time. You're not going to be able to get yourself to do any of the good stuff, and then you're just going to be some warehouse worker loser, bro. Section number 2 is my 10-minute rule. So when you get the urge to do a bad habit, don't do it straight away. Just think to yourself, no, set a 10-minute timer. And when you set that 10-minute timer, you're giving yourself the time to like sort of mentally prepare to not do the bad habit, because you need to start interrogating yourself. You need to start thinking, okay, what can I do right now to make progress towards my goal? You can use these 10 minutes, stand up, change location. And then once that 10-minute timer is up, if you still want to do the bad habit, which by the way, you won't, because if you do it the way that I'm about to tell you, you're not going to want to do the bad habit, bro. Take some sort of physical movement, stand up, change location. Bro, just do 5 press-ups. Look, it's not that hard, yeah, to implement this advice. Again, bro, think about it. Think about the version of you that every single time you've had the urge to scroll or you've had the urge to game, you just go and do it right now because your brain said it wants to. What about you start to think, okay, no, that's the limbic system, the part of it that like just said that's the ancient bit and I can't really control it, but then I've got the prefrontal cortex which I can control, and like that one makes me smarter and stuff, and it makes me want to do the good habits. So why don't you start to think of that, bro? Why don't you start to think like, oh, that one goal that I had last week, that one Instagram reel that said like how to do at-home bodyweight workout, and then you start doing that kind of stuff, bro. You're starting to think about the goals instead of doing the bad habit. And when you start to replace it in your brain, it actually becomes uncomfortable to do the bad habit in the first place. And all it takes is a 10-minute timer, bro. I'm not asking you to do anything crazy like wake up at 3 a.m. and run a half marathon and then do like 3 sets of 20 pull-ups and then like go take a cold shower. I'm not asking you to do any crazy routines. I'm not asking you to do something like that's out of your control. This is all within your control. And even the thing that I just said, yeah, about like waking up early and like going on a long ass run and then doing bodyweight workout and taking a cold shower, you can actually do that, you know. You have it within you to do so much, bro. Your potential's untapped. You're still a young man. You're still full of energy. You're just putting it all in the wrong places. So really try and imagine like what is that one goal that you had, and then start to like make progress towards it. And just remember this one thing. It's not about adding more things to your life. It's just about taking away the bad habits. It's all it is. And setting this 10-minute timer will automatically sort of turn on the part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, that is actually able to think and is able to give you the good actions to do. But it all comes down to doing that physical movement as well, man. So when you do the physical movement, it grounds your body, and all it takes is 5 press-ups. And that will ground your body. 10-minute timer is set. You've got 10 minutes to think about your goals, interrogate yourself. This will really help you, bro. And it's nothing crazy. Just set that 10-minute timer when you do want to do a bad habit. The third and final section of this, bro, is to lubricate bro, everyone just got excited then. Is to lubricate the discipline part of your brain to be able to do the good habits. And bro, this is about doing stuff that's really easy to do, but it's just really hard to start doing it. It could literally be anything, like become really aware and have your cognitive function on when people ask you to do things. Like when your mum asks you to put the washing out, you probably sat there like, oh man, like it's almost like your legs are made of lead suddenly and you can't just stand up. When you start to feel feelings like, oh, like, I can't be bothered, when you start to think in your head like, I can't be asked, that is when you stand up and you get that thing done. When you randomly remember that you need to do like your laundry or something, yeah, stand up and get it done, because that is how you lubricate the discipline part of your brain. That's actually the same muscle basically is being used when you're trying to do your hard work and you're trying to do your hard tasks. And start to give yourself your own habits that you can do, like wake up, and just get on the floor and do some press ups, bro. That's how you lubricate the discipline part of your brain. When you wake up as well, don't turn around and start scrolling. Stand up and give yourself micro discipline actions to do, because that's how you lubricate that part of your brain and you begin to build that muscle. And you can set a system in place, bro. If you find yourself scrolling every single time you wake up, when you wake up tomorrow, make sure your phone is on the other side of the room. So if you want to scroll, yeah, you've got to stand up and then like you can go on your phone. But you're not going to want to scroll then, because you're not in the comfort of your own bed. You're going to want to actually do something a little bit more productive, and you're maybe going to like go study as soon as you wake up. You just need to get ready for school or whatever, right? So really think about this, bro. How can you eradicate the bad habits and how can you put in place the good ones? I've given you 3 techniques, which were to spend time in the location of your goal, the 10-minute rule, and micro discipline habits to lubricate that part of your brain. And bro, why am I saying all this? Like, what's in it for me? Bro, I want you to start living disciplined so that you can start to achieve the results that's similar to what I've achieved, bro. In the last year alone, January 2025, I started bodybuilding training. I've already built my dream physique, man. I've literally been able to pull 3 times body weight on a deadlift. I've even gone to a powerlifting competition and I came like 3rd out of the whole flipping competition. I didn't even realise it until someone told me like afterwards, yeah. But my total was high enough to beat most people, and I'd only trained about 4 months up to that point to be able to do that. And it all comes down to the fact that I don't do any of the bad habits, man. My inputs to my goals are 10 out of 10. Like, bro, for my goal of YouTube, I come here and I record videos, right? But I try and watch my own ones and like think, okay, how can I improve? And that basically means that the next one is going to be even better. For my training sessions in the gym, I look back on it and I think, okay, I kind of bitched out of that set of lateral raises, but I've always like wanted bigger shoulders. I keep telling myself I'm going to get them, and I keep like flexing in front of my mum and my sister and asking like, am I looking any better? And like my sister's like brutal. She'll say like, yo, you're looking kind of shit today, man. Your shoulders are looking kind of ass. And I'm thinking, oh, that's because I bitched out of that set of lateral raises like last week. And it's all about the intention, man. If I'm not putting in 10 out of 10 inputs into my goals, then I'm not able to make the progress. But because I've been doing this constant iterative cycle where I'm like, okay, I want to consistently improve, then I get to the point where I'm able to put in the 10 out of 10 inputs, if that makes sense. I'm not going to bitch out of lateral raises when my sister says that I'm not looking that sick, or when I've realized that I'm not training as hard as I should be, right, from last session. So that's when the next session, when in the moment doing the lateral raise, best believe I'm hitting him hard, bro. And I'm only able to do that because I've eradicated the bad habits. It's because I know to do these good habits and I've eradicated the bad ones. I've got the energy to be able to make myself do the good ones and do them really better than other people, bro. And I want the same for you. I want you to start living this disciplined life so that when you're studying in the morning, when you're training in the morning, you're confident that this input is better than your competition and you're able to like destroy your competition. And at first your competition is just going to be against yourself. You just need to destroy the old version of yourself. When you bring effort to the battle against unwillingness, you defeat your old self. And that is the whole point of developing as a person, bro. You begin to achieve your goals automatically when you eradicate these bad habits and when you bring effort to the battle against unwillingness. And just remember, if you've got no energy or motivation on this path, look back on your last week and think, what bad habits have I been doing? If your inputs have not been 10 out of 10, think to yourself, have I been destroying my brain with scrolling, porn, video games, junk food? Because you probably have been, man. Just be honest with yourself. And on that note, bro, sweat or regret, man. I'm out. Real quick before you go, bro, if you're serious about installing discipline into your own life, click the links below. That's the Pathway of the Tiger, my full discipline installation system. And if you'd like my personal guidance, I've got a link to book in a free call with me.